So I have Steam. Steam being kind of the computer program which allows you to play some video games attached to an account. So eventually I'm going to get a new computer, and the Steam sale was going on where they have a bunch of stuff on discount, and I decided to get some games for an eventual newer computer since they were at like 70% off or whatever. So I got Civ 5. I played the crap out of Civ 4 with some friends, and interested to see what Civ 5 is like since it was like 750 or something. I got Civ 3 just so I could have it and not be like copy blocked by the computer. And I got something called Banner Saga, which is a tactical strategy game involving Vikings. And you know, I like my tactical strategy games, such as Final Fantasy Tactics or Ogre Tactics or what have you. It's in that style. Don't know much about it. It's kind of a, I guess it's an indie game. Maybe. Not totally sure on that. I also got Xenonauts, which I'll mention again in a little bit. And believe it or not, Plants vs. Zombies was on sale for $1.24. My friend Bill played it when I lived with him. It looked fun. Played it a bunch since then. Camera Woman's played it a bunch since then, since it was $1.24. And I must say, it was the Game of the Year edition because it was a good-ass game. I played Tower Defense in Warcraft 3 and the mods associated with that. That's when I got into Tower Defense. But fun Tower Defense game, not too complicated, great learning curve, a lot of content, especially for $1.24. All the endless survival modes and mini games and puzzles and the main story mode. And it seems like everything has a purpose. Everything has there's not too much I've seen that doesn't have some kind of use. So it's got a little Zen Garden thing too if you want to pass the time there. So real fun. After that, I've been playing XCOM, the original XCOM UFO Defense, or XCOM Enemy Unknown, depending on which country you were in when it came out. So my story with XCOM starts off when I was like 13 maybe or something. Probably around 13. At a Boy Scout camp out in southern India. So the summer camp was a really cool summer camp. You learn a bunch of badges, and the tents were nice, and it was like the most luxurious Boy Scouting I had ever done. And by luxurious, I mean it was up on the tent was on a platform and an actual like canvas tent, so you wouldn't get wet in the rain, and it was nice. It was fun times. Learned how to canoe there and all that stuff. But anyway, they also had kind of a indoor bunk beds and stuff like that, indoor camping area. I don't know what you want to call it, but anyway, we had like a Boy Scout camp out where we hung out in there and went and did stuff during the winter season. So it had electricity, and one of the older scouts had brought his computer and he was playing some games on it, and he was like, "Oh, here, you can play this," or he was playing it probably, and then he let me play, and it was XCOM, and I had no clue what I was doing. XCOM was notoriously difficult to get into. It didn't have an easy mode because of the glitch at the time. I don't think it's on the thing I'm playing, but it was weird. It was esoteric. It was difficult. It punished people that weren't patient. It involved like economics, and that you had to figure out what was economically viable for your team. It involved getting shot with a laser and just instantly dying. Like, I mean, I guess I should go back. It's squad-based tactical strategy stuff. We're fighting off an alien invasion. But there's parts of it where you're kind of primitive parts of it where you're sending your planes to go out and take out UFOs. There's base construction and keeping your budget running, and it's a strange game, and it's gone on to inspire a bunch of others, including Xenonauts, which is basically modern indie XCOM, which again I bought for like $5. I think the XCOM franchise has actually been resurrected since then. But playing it again, I had seen a let's play, which kind of gave me some clues and some hints on how to handle things. So first playthrough, I was doing okay. I started making some stuff and selling them and doing and kind of maintaining an economy through that to the point where I didn't necessarily need the money from the various nations I was protecting, but I had ignored a couple things that I thought I couldn't handle. And so there was a couple bad months where the nations would be like, "Hey, you're not doing well," and then I just lost. Like they were like, "Hey, you're doing so badly. We're going to pull the funding for you and just deal with the aliens ourselves. Game's over. You lose through politics and bureaucracy." And I was like, someone pointed out that only I would play a game that involved that sort of thing, and that's not true. There's a bunch of people that enjoy these games, but I just thought it was funny. Second playthrough, I'm actually doing pretty well, so it's been fun. It's definitely interesting to play a game as an adult when I didn't quite understand it as a teenager. But yeah, it's if you've never seen XCOM, you should probably look up some videos and see just kind of the stuff that they do to you. Like, it's one of those games you have to save pretty often because you might have a turn where it's like, all right, I got all my units here and they're covering all my flanks and they're looking out for aliens and whatnot, and then one of them just sends a grenade in and kills all of them, and you're like, all right, I guess I'm restarting. So yeah, they can grenade you and kill all your people. Your people can freak out if like higher ranking ones die. They have psychic aliens which can control you or make you go berserk. Or there's an alien that's basically the alien. It's basically it's a ripoff of the xenomorph that can just run up to you, kill you instantly, turn you into a zombie, which later becomes another xenomorph. Like there's some it's kind of brutal, especially back in the day when you couldn't change the difficulty. It's so old now that I think at a certain point you could play it in like a web browser, and my Steam basically, like my old computer can handle it, no issues. Steam basically just like launches a version of MS DOS in order to like make it. It's been fun. It's kind of weird to play such an. I don't have any problem with playing old games at this point, especially if they're affordable and fun. But it might be weird for some people to be like, "Why aren't you playing like PlayStation 4 or something?" And like that time will come after the